Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and today we shall proceed with a new chapter and new topic that is related to the chapter Judiciary. In the previous classes we discussed some of the topics related to the chapter of Executive and Legislature. So this is the third organ, which is Judiciary. So let us proceed then. So if we talk about the judiciary, there are various organs related to the judicial system in India. And as we know that the highest authority related to the judicial system is the Supreme Court of India. That is only one in number, and that is situated in New Delhi. Clear? After that comes the second highest judicial authority, that is the High Court, that is present in almost every state of India. Then after High Court comes subordinate courts. What do you mean by subordinate courts? That subordinate courts can be divided or subdivided into three parts. So under subordinate courts, there can be civil court, there can be criminal court, and there can be other sessions or district court also, which is present in almost every state. So in order to understand the hierarchy of judicial system in India, Supreme Court is present in New Delhi, only one in a whole country. That is the highest authority. Whatever the decisions that court will give, we have to abide by that. After that comes High Court, that is present in almost every state. Then comes the civil court, criminal court, and other courts, which is present in almost every district of that particular state. Clear? So talking about the highest authority of court, that is the Supreme Court of India. So related to the highest authority of the judicial system, that is the Supreme Court of India, it is said as the highest court of law. As I have said you earlier, that as in the picture also you can see. So what are the functions, roles or duties related to the Supreme Court of India? It is the highest authority. The first and foremost thing that is concerned with the role, duty and the function is the composition and appointment of the judges. Clear? All the appointment of judges are taken, or the function, it functions according to the Supreme Court of India. It also is involved in the tenure and removal of the judges if it is required. Then it is also related in the prohibition of practice after retirement. That means if a judge is retired after a particular age of, say, suppose 60 years, and after that he cannot practice, and there is a prohibition on that. Clear? So these are some of the roles or duties that is concerned with the Supreme Court of India. Now talking about the highest ranking person in the Supreme Court of India is the CJI. CJI means the Chief Justice of India. So the Chief Justice of India is the highest ranking judge in the Supreme Court of India, and thus holds the highest judicial position in India. That means as the Supreme Court is the highest authority of the country, and all people have to abide by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court being the highest authority, and talking about the highest ranking judge of the Supreme Court is the CJI, that means Chief Justice of India. and he or she holds the highest judicial position in India. He is the highest authority of the Supreme Court of India. Clear? In accordance with Article 145 of the Constitution of India and the Supreme Court Rules of Procedure of 1966, the Chief Justice allocates all work to the other judges, who are bound to refer the matter back to him or her in any case where they require it. That means, what are the duties or what are the powers of the Chief Justice of India? It is according to Article 145 also, 145 of the Indian Constitution, and also according to the Supreme Court Rules of Procedure of 1966. According to these two things, Article 145 and Supreme Court Rules of Procedure of 1966, the Chief Justice has the power to allocate all work to the other judges. That means a position below him or any judges below him, he or she can allocate all work to the other judges. And all these judges, whatever the work that has been allocated to them by the Chief Justice of India, they again can do what? All these judges can refer that particular case or the particular matter back to him or her in any case where they require it. That means, first the Chief Justice of India will transfer all the cases to other judges to have a hearing on that particular case. And during that procedure, if the judges, the other judges or the smaller judges than Chief Justice of India, if they feel that they have to discuss this matter with the Chief Justice of India, they are welcome on that case, and they can again do what? They can refer the matter back to him or her. In case if they think that okay, under some special circumstances regarding the case, the discussions or the decisions of the Chief Justice is required, then these other judges can actually refer the matter back to him or her. Now, talking about the present Chief Justice is the 42nd since January 1950. That means if we calculate it from the year 1950 since till date or till this year, that is 2020, the Chief Justice of India in the year 2020 is the 42nd Chief Justice of India being appointed. Clear? Now, talking about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, there are areas where the Supreme Court have a say. This can be subdivided into 6 parts. To the extreme top of the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is the original jurisdiction. Then comes the appellate jurisdiction in the right handmost side. Then comes the advisory jurisdiction. Then comes the rights. After that comes judicial jurisdiction, and at last comes the other court of record. So if we talk about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, these 6 jurisdiction areas of jurisdiction are within the reach of Supreme Court, starting from original jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, advisory jurisdiction, then comes rights, then judicial jurisdiction, and other court of records. All this jurisdiction of the Supreme Court we will elaborately discuss after 1 or 2 classes. So with this I will wind up today's topic, and in today's topic we started understanding about the hierarchical system of the judicial system, starting from Supreme Court of India, then High Court, then Civil Court, Criminal Court, and Sessions or District Court. Then we read about some of the powers given to the Supreme Court of India, starting from appointment of judges to the removal of judges also. Then we understood about the Chief Justice of India and his or her power, and at last we read about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. So I hope that whatever the points that were discussed in today's topic is now clear to you. With this, I will wind up today's class. Thank you.